everyone. Nice to be with you again, even in this virtual way. Today, I want to share a reflection with you about something that is beginning worldwide on Tuesday, the 1st of September, and it goes through till the 4th of October. And it's known as the season of creation. It's a month of reflection and prayer, very much encouraged across the Christian bodies throughout the world. And Tuesday itself is the World Day of Prayer for Creation. And the concluding day of the month is the Feast of St. Francis, October the 4th. Thinking of St. Francis, we can't help but think of Pope Francis and his encyclical on the environment called Laudato Si. And it's fair to say that this is the most published ever of any papal encyclical, and it has had a huge impact across the world in all sorts of contexts. And it was very influential in the Paris Accords meeting a few years ago. And Pope Francis asks us to rejoice in creation, to give thanks for it, following that wonderful canticle of Brother Son of Saint Francis. And the Pope calls us to care for creation. And this is a month in which we can just think about these things and pray about them and see what we can do about them. I want to tell you a little bit about what we are doing as Passionists about this whole area of the environment. We were one of the first religious communities in the country and even across the world to disinvest from any fossil fuel investments that we had. Other religious orders gave the lead, but we were very quickly there, and many others have done so since. Because the burning of fossil fuels is reckoned to be the single most serious cause of the climate change that we are experiencing and the damage to the climate that we are experiencing. So what we've done as a province is that we have undertaken to reduce our carbon emissions to zero by 2025. That's a very tough schedule indeed. So what have we done? We've disinvested from fossil fuels. Various other investment decisions have been taken. We are actively investing in green commodities and green industries. And we have we've got a motto, our principal motto is "We preach Christ crucified," but we've got a sort of an extended one for today in which we see the crucifixion in different forms. So the crucified God, the crucified people, all those who are suffering injustice, and the crucified earth. And we try to balance our reflections around all those three essential things. This may shock some of you, but we are actively involved in Extinction Rebellion. I think there are going to be some new demonstrations coming up shortly, and we are involved in that, both one of our priests and several of our lay associates are actively involved and very, very committed to it and prepared to take the consequences. And they have the support of our province. So it's something that we are passionate about, passionist and passionate about. And I just encourage you, as I'm encouraging us here in the house, to do what we can in our own limited way to reduce consumption, to be careful with our use of electricity, water, the use of our cars and so forth, and to be thinking about our diet and how that affects everything worldwide, particularly the consumption of red meat. We do the little that we can, and before long we're going to be embarking on a series of measures within the house to reduce heat loss, to reduce the use of electricity and water. These things can be done. We've had a survey done of the whole property, and we hope to be making some progress with it over the next 12 months in the interests of this wonderful world in which God has placed us and over which he's made us stewards. I'm going to finish with the end of a prayer that Pope Francis has in Laudato Si. Lord, teach us to discover the worth of each thing, to be filled with awe and contemplation, to recognize that we are profoundly united with every creature as we journey towards your infinite light. We thank you for being with us each day. Encourage us, we pray, in our struggle for justice, love, and peace. God bless you all. So I mentioned that Tuesday is a World Day of Prayer for Creation. I'd like to encourage you to look at the CAFOD website. They have quite a lot on the climate, on the environment, and I will be putting into the newsletter the particular website reference. There's a lot of material of great interest and of great beauty. I just encourage you to look at the series of 9 short videos that they have made as a novena in anticipation of the feast of St. Francis. They can be used at any time. They're very short, but they're beautiful and prayerful. So that, I think, is the main thing I want to say. But there is one other important thing, which is about the numbers of people that can come to Mass. We limit the bookable places to 45, but that doesn't mean that we can only take 45 people. We limit that to that number because we know there are people who can't access the internet. And there are always 10, 12, 15 places available at each Mass. So please come along, even if you can't book through Eventbrite. We've never yet been full to capacity. And I would hate to think that people won't come because they can't book a place. So that's really what I wanted to say. All right, it's great to see so many of you. We look forward, when we can, to seeing even more of you. Thanks, and thanks for all the support. God bless. Bye-bye.